Once upon a time, in a bustling city in the eastern part of Nigeria, full of adventure and excitement, lived a man named Chidera, aka Odogwu Billion. Chidera was handsome, charming, and very popular among the women, with his sweet mouth, because he knows how to get any type of woman he wants, at any time he wants it. He dated many beautiful ladies, each more glamorous than the last one. They loved his smile, his laugh, and the way he handles them in the bedroom. He is a very wealthy young man. He imports furniture, and he has a very big shop where he sells them, a very big showroom, with numerous customers coming from all parts of the country to patronize him. His friends and his numerous women refer to him as Odogwu Billion. His two friends, Chike and Chima, had always advised him to take it easy on the way he carries different women around the city. But he will boastfully reply them, "My brother, chube go, make money. When you make this money, women will flock around you. And you know, I am only helping their lives." He will laugh. One day, call me destiny helper. All of them laughed out loud as they drink their beer inside the restaurant. As they were still drinking and discussing, a very beautiful young woman, sophisticated, classy, walked into the restaurant, and she caught the attention of Odogwu. As he tapped his friends and pointed at the direction of the young lady, "Do you see what I'm seeing? God created this one on a Sunday morning." His friend Chima laughed. "Odogwu, easy. You too like woman. But I think this one is okay. She looks homely and well-mannered." Odogwu Billion replied, "This one is mine," he said as he sips his drink before moving over to where the pretty young woman was sitting. "Hi, pretty lady," he said to her, and she replied, "Hi. My name is Odogwu Billion. I am a businessman. I saw you walked in and I said to myself, God had allowed another angel to escape from heaven again." The woman blushed and replied, "My name is Ruth." Odogwu replied her, "Oh Ruth, can I be your Boaz?" Ruth laughed out so loud and offered Odogwu a seat as they started discussing. That was how Odogwu and Ruth's relationship started. Odogwu dated Ruth, but it didn't stop him from frolicking around the town with different women. Ruth was a very good and homely girl. She goes to Odogwu's house during the weekend. She cooks sumptuous meals and stocks them in the fridge for Odogwu. She goes ahead to clean the whole house and also do his laundry. Ruth loved Odogwu with all her heart, but Odogwu don't even know what love is. Even if you shove it into his eyes, he still will not recognize what love is. One cool evening, when he was sitting out with his friends in a bar, Chike asked him, "Odogwu nwanne, this your girl Ruth is a very good girl, oh. The envy of most men, a graduate with a good degree, working and earning her own bars, very beautiful, intelligent and outspoken. A woman that even your unborn children will be very proud of and grateful to you for. What are you still waiting for? Why are you delaying? Why can't you make her your wife already?" Chima laughed and said to Chike, "Odogwu Chike, you are very funny, oh. You are speaking as if you don't know Odogwu's stance with all these city girls." Odogwu laughed and nodded his head. "See, my friends, I have said this before and I will say it again. I can never and will never marry a city girl. Whenever I am ready to settle down, I will go to the village. I will look for a virgin and marry. A virgin girl that I will use my hands and groom to my taste. Not all these women in the city that so many different men had tasted. Some of them have been used, they don't even know. So my friends, When I'm ready to settle down, my mother will help me look for a virgin in the village. As for now, let me be extracting all the juices everywhere," he said as he raised his cup for a toast while laughing. But his friends ignored him. "But Odogwu," Chike insisted with a sad look on his face, "Ruth doesn't deserve this treatment from you. She loves you sincerely and you know that. I have never liked the idea of going to the village to pick a strange woman you know nothing about to be your wife. The devil you know is far better than the angel you don't know, Odogwu," Chike warned him. But Odogwu cares about nobody's opinion about how he wants to live his life. He has always wanted to marry a virgin, a novice who knew nothing about life. According to him, all the women in the city are all spoilt and used by different men. He called his mother in the village to help him look for a good and well-mannered virgin in the village for him to marry, emphasizing on the word virgin. "Very important, Mama." The mother laughed. "Odogwu nwam, don't worry. I will give you exactly what you want." Back in the village, the mother sprang into action as she started searching for a virgin bride for her son. During her search, she came across a very innocent and homely girl named Adan. She is very pretty, well-cultured, and very innocent, from a very good home. Adan was very cool-headed. Even other parents use her as an example to their daughters. "Why can't you be like Adan?" they will yell at their own daughters. One day, Odogwu's mother invited Adan over to her house. She was cooking when Adan arrived. Adan immediately took over the cooking from her. "Don't worry, Mama. I will finish the cooking. Just go and relax." When she was done with the cooking, she came over to where Odogwu's mother was relaxing. "Mama, I am done with the cooking. Do you have any clothes so that I can help you and wash them before I go?" Odogwu's mother was perplexed by her character. "No, my daughter, don't worry. You have done enough already." "No, Mama, I insist," Adan pressed on. After Adan was done with the house chores, she was about heading home when Odogwu's mother called her and said, "I really appreciate your help, my daughter. You are indeed a good girl. But I have a very important question to ask you." Adan responded, "Go ahead, Mama." Odogwu's mother hesitated, then continued, "I want only the truth. Has any man touched you before? Are you still intact down there? I mean, are you still a virgin?" Adan smiled shyly as she nodded her head in affirmation. "Yes, Mama. No man has ever seen my nakedness." "Bam! Okwu agwugon," Odogwu's mother exclaimed. "It is settled then. Thank you so much, my daughter. You can go home. Tell your parents that I will be coming to see them." After all the enquiries, Odogwu's mother called him to inform him that she has a good wife befitting his status. When she called, Odogwu was with Ruth in their sitting room watching the television. Odogwu picked up the call and excused himself. He went outside. "Mama, hope all is well, this one you're calling me by this time." "My son," his mother continued, "I have found a good one for you, just as you requested," she said excitedly on the phone. Odogwu smiled. "Mama, are you sure she is still a virgin? That's my only concern." "Yes, now, I'm very sure of it. Watakabo, new chassis. Engine is brand new," she said as they both laughed. "All right, Mama. I am coming by weekend to pay her dowry. I will send you some money to prepare everything before I arrive," he said to his mother before hanging up the call. He returned to the living room where Ruth was waiting for him. "Obim, who is on the phone? You took so long and you look happy." "Oh yes, I am very happy," Odogwu replied. "I just got off the call from a minister about a big deal I have been pursuing for a long time. You know I sell furnitures, so the deal is for me to supply furnitures to one of the massive hotel projects he is working on." "Wow, babe, that's massive. It calls for a celebration," Ruth replied happily as she hugged him and ran inside to bring a wine and pair of glasses. Odogwu laughed as she ran off. "Stupid girl, it's me you want to carry this your fairly used body and tie down. You must be joking, no?" he said with a wicked smile on his face. The next day, Odogwu met with his friends to give them the good news. "I'm getting married by weekend, guys. I finally found what I'm looking for. A virgin. I told you all not to settle for less, but you won't listen. Follow who no road. I know this game so much," he boasted to his friends. His friends were both shocked. "I don't understand what you're saying," Chima said, looking confused. "Which marriage are you talking about? Who are you getting married to?" "I am getting married to the virgin I saw in the village. I mean, it was my mother who actually found her for me. So I want to go and pay her dowry by weekend. You know, we are no longer kids now. One needs to start raising a family," Odogwu said to them casually. "Wait, let me understand you properly, Odogwu," Chike began, as he tries to control the disappointment in his voice. "So you mean to tell us that your mother found a girl for you in the village and you want to go and pay her bride price? Someone you barely know anything about. Have you been sniffing something lately, my friend?" Chike asked him, but he just laughed at them as he asked them casually, "Are you guys coming with me or not?" "God forbid. Me, I will not follow you to such journey. Just enjoy yourself, and when the issues come, please also keep me out of it," Chima said as he stood up and left. "What about Ruth? How will she take this?" Chike asked Odogwu. "But I did not promise Ruth marriage now. I never did so, and I don't owe her anything. She will be fine," Odogwu replied without thinking. Chike got up. "Enjoy yourself, Odogwu, my brother. When you get back from your trip, we will see." Odogwu was confused as to why his friends were taking it personal. "Well, I think they are jealous of me, because why will I tell them such good news and they just left?" He continued sipping his drink while he enjoys the ambience of the compound. During the weekend, Odogwu traveled to the village, but he lied to Ruth that he was traveling to Abuja for a business. When he got to the village, he got married to Adan. Ruth was in her house going through some work when her phone rang, and it was her friend, Oma. "Ruth, where are you? Are you okay? What's going on?" Ruth was confused. "What's the problem, Oma? Why are you bombarding me with so much questions this afternoon?" "Oh, it's clear you don't know what is going on. Oya, come online now, Oma said as she hung up. Ruth's confusion increased, so she opened her phone and went online. She was shocked at what she saw. Odogwu's marriage picture was trending online. How is this possible? Odogwu must be a twin, she said to herself as she laughed sarcastically. She called Odogwu, but it was no longer reachable. She called Odogwu's friend Chima. Chima, what is going on? I have been trying to call Odogwu, but it's not going through. What is going on? Is he really married? Calm down, Ruth. Whatever you've seen is the truth. I tried talking some senses into his head, but it didn't yield any result. Just forget about him and move on with your life. Someone better will come your way, Chima said to her. Ruth cried the whole day. She couldn't believe what she just experienced. But I was with him the whole week. How come? How did he conceal it from me? God, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this kind of pain, she wept bitterly as she cried. The news of Odogwu's marriage escalated quickly because he was a public figure and a well-known womanizer in the city. Women could not believe their ears. Of all the sophisticated and classy girls Odogwu has been with, none appealed to him for marriage except a village girl. Nobody was expecting such turn-up of events. The whole city was buzzing with the news of Odogwu Billion's marriage. So many girls whom he had deceived were heartbroken. Meanwhile, Odogwu, after the dowry payment in the village, brought Adan with him to the city. When they entered the city, Adan was mesmerized by the beauty of the city. She had stayed in the village all her life, and this is a new chapter of her life that she has planned to explore to the fullest. As they entered Odogwu's mansion, she gasped, "This is heaven on earth." Adan said out loud with her mouth wide open, "What is this place?" As she touched everything, she said. She touched the television and the couch. Odogwu was just laughing at her timid nature. Odogwu went ahead to teach her how to use everything in the house. He taught her how to on and off the AC, the water heater, the television set. He also taught her how to use some of the kitchen appliances and how to on and off the gas cooker, because she only uses firewood to cook in the kitchen back in the village. To Adan, this was a whole new world for her. Everything she had ever known doesn't matter because she was about to unlearn and relearn a lot of things. Odogwu also slept with her and confirmed that she was still a virgin. He was extremely happy that he got what he wanted, what he has always wanted. After a few months, Adan took in and bore him a son. Odogwu was over the moon. His friends visited him and his newborn baby. They were happy for him as they discussed at his living room. "Have you heard anything from Ruth since then?" Chima asked Odogwu with a concerned look on his face. "No, my friend, I haven't. Though I have called her countless times since after my marriage, but she hasn't answered or returned my calls," Odogwu replied. "You know you really hurt that innocent girl. She didn't deserve that level of wickedness from you, Odogwu. You are our friend, and when you do the wrong one, we will tell you straight up." Odogwu listened to his friends in silence. Deep down, he feels bad for how he handled everything with Ruth. That's why he has been calling to make amends or even compensate her with some money. But Ruth's number have not been true. Odogwu opened a fabric store for his wife Adan. Adan was young, inexperienced, and wanted to explore so many of her fantasies. "At least I am now married. I need to explore a lot of things. I want more, and I will get more," she said to herself. One day, as she was heading to her shop, a handsome, young, vibrant young man with a chiseled body, well-built body, tall and attractive. His name was Femi. He stopped her and asked her out. Adan stared lustfully at his strong muscles as she imagined how it would feel on her. This young man standing in front of her is one of her numerous fantasies. Femi drove her to an eatery where they discussed at length. Before he took her home, Adan employed a sales girl who took care of her shop while she sneaks out with Femi. The first day Femi handled Adan in the bedroom, she prophesied. She couldn't believe that lovemaking could be so sweet and enjoyable. She experienced an ecstasy she never knew existed. That was how Adan started sleeping with different men in the city. She wanted to experience and explore everything she hasn't. The more she goes, the more she wants more, and the more deeper she falls in. She was on the loose, and her husband never suspected anything because she was so innocent that you could swear on her behalf. One day, Chima was at a hotel to see a business partner. As they were discussing business, Adan walked in with a man. Chima saw her from afar and was surprised. What is Odogwu Billion's wife doing in a hotel? And who is that young man she came in with? As he was about to approach her, they disappeared into the stairway. Chima was confused. What is really going on? After his meeting with his client, he met up with Chike and told him who he saw at a hotel that day. You will not believe what I saw in a hotel. You will not believe who I saw in a hotel with a man today, my brother. The world is really a strange place, so. Chike was confused. Chima, talk now. Who did you see? I saw Odogwu Billion's wife with another man in a hotel, Chima said with amusement on his face. It's not possible, Chima. Stop saying rubbish with your mouth. Chike replied, unconvinced. I can swear with my mother's life that I saw Odogwu's wife today. Chike was surprised. Well, that is not our problem. Or is it? Allow him to deal with his problem. Let no one add me into it, Chike said. They concluded as they enjoyed the evening breeze. People started gossiping. The whole city started seeing Adan in sneaky places. Tongues started wagging. Adan never knew how popular her husband was in the city. She had no idea of the history of her husband, so she thought nobody sees her with all the things she was doing. Even whenever Odogwu travels for business trips, she will leave their son in the care of the maid and sneak out in the night with her friends to the club. One day, Chima and Chike decided that they have seen enough atrocities and they needed to notify Odogwu about what his wife is secretly doing. When they told Odogwu everything, Odogwu couldn't believe what he just heard with his 2 ears. My wife cannot do all these things you people are accusing her of. This girl is a village girl, my brother. She's a virgin. Now meet this virgin, this girl. Oh. What are you people saying? She doesn't know anything, Odogwu said, assuring them that they are making a mistake. After they tried to convince him, he refused to listen to them as he left them angrily and headed straight home. When he got home, he thought about everything his friends had said to him. Everything was beginning to make sense because his business was beginning to crumble with so many disappointments from his contracts bargaining. He was experiencing a lot of setback in his life, and he didn't know it was because of his wife's promiscuous behavior. He watched her sleeping as she was full of innocence. No, she can't be the person they are talking about. She can't be the person they are describing like that. My wife is not a prostitute now. But what if they are right? What should I do? The whole town must be laughing at me right now if this is true. Oh my goodness. What am I going to do? What have I done to myself? He couldn't sleep throughout the whole night as he was awake thinking of what is going on. In the morning of the next day, he went to his friends and asked them to help him. He begged them to help him unravel the mystery plaguing his life of recent and his business dealings. They accepted to help him catch his wife right in the act so that he will be able to believe that looks sometimes are deceiving. Odogwu came back home that day and told his wife that he had an emergency. He needed to leave the town immediately. When he left the house, he went and lodged in a hotel as his friends has instructed him to do. Immediately Odogwu left the house, Adan started making calls and arrangements to meet up with one of her numerous male friends. They made an arrangement to meet up in a hotel. Unfortunately for her, the hotel she chose was the same place her husband had secretly lodged. The hotel was in a hidden place and she always frequents there, hoping no one will find out about her movements. Unknown to her, Odogwu's friends have been following her right from when she left the house, and they have been updating her husband, Odogwu. When she got there, she immediately went straight to the room. Odogwu saw everything because his friends were videoing all of Adan's movement. He was broken. What's the essence of everything I did? He asked. I gave her everything she ever asked of, more than she ever asked of. She doesn't lack anything. I am currently building a house for her parents in the village, my brothers. What have I not done for her? He said as he lamented. Odogwu sobbed silently. He was broken. How is it even possible? He asked his friends. I met and married her a virgin. How did she become so promiscuous? Where did she learn all this from? But his friend Chima replied him, Odogwu, life is not a give and take situation. Not all virgins are innocent, and not all non-virgins are promiscuous. You can't dispose a good woman you have dated and known all your life for someone you barely knew. You can't eat your cake and have it. Odogwu cried his eyes out as his friends consoled him. We need to go to the room now, because if you did not catch her right in the act, she would deny it, Chike said softly to Odogwu. When they got to the door of the room where his wife had entered, they knocked. Who is there? A male voice asked from inside the room. Room service, Chima replied. Food that I ordered for since morning is now that you people are bringing it. Oya, come inside, I beg, the voice from inside said arrogantly. Odogwu, Chike and Chima barged into the room. Another man was rough handling his wife on the bed, and she was moaning like a goat. She was shocked when she saw Odogwu. She really thought Odogwu left the country. She started crying as she begs Odogwu to forgive her. Odogwu quietly left the hotel room, dumbfounded. The sight at which he saw his wife was haunting his very soul. The way the young man used rope to tie her legs apart, and he was just thrusting in and out of her while she was moaning like a goat. He was angry because in all his years of womanizing, he has never handled someone's daughter in such a rough manner. But here, someone else is handling his wife in a way that he had never imagined in his life. The memories haunted him so badly that he decided to take Adan back to her people and dissolve the marriage. Odogwu bundled her back to the village, back to her parents. As he said, he was no longer interested in marrying their daughter. He told them everything their daughter has done. Adan regretted everything she had done. Now, the villagers no longer use her as an example to their children. She is now a case of God forbid. Don't you ever embarrass my family or your father the way Adan embarrassed her family in the city. That is now the advice parents now give to their children. Odogwu returned to the city and searched for Ruth everywhere, but couldn't locate her. But one day, he ran into Ruth's girlfriend, Oma, and asked her about Ruth. "Odogwu Billion, we heard what happened to you. Oh, it's so sad. I hope you are recovering from it," she said sarcastically to Odogwu. Odogwu ignored the question. "Where is Ruth? Where is your girlfriend? I have been trying to contact her for years now, but it's not working." Oma replied, "Oh, Ruth. Ruth actually left the country with her husband. They are based outside the country right now." Odogwu bowed his head in shame as he left, because the whole city was now talking about Odogwu Billion and his virgin wife that disappointed him. Now he learned the hard way that not all virgins are innocent and not all non-virgins are promiscuous.